Yes, people, it's your boy again, GMW. You know. It's still what it is. Yes, people, just something I just need to share with you guys today. I think it's something a lot of us have to pick up, and a lot of us has to try and walk around and see if it can make us better people or better parents. I was watching a video this morning about a lady who lamented about the lack of black men in homes and how it's actually making our black females and our black, young kids, female kids, vulnerable to attacks such as assault, kidnap, abuse, intimidation, and also victimization, and whatever you want to call it.
Attacked, that are being assaulted, that are being followed, that are being snatched, that are being kidnapped, that are being taken for sex trafficking. Do you know why it's so high? Because these predators are not seeing a male presence. Men, black men, I am pleading with y'all. This is a PSA. Get back to picking up your daughters from school. They're not seeing men at the bus stops. They're not seeing men at the train stations. They're not seeing men waiting outside for women to come home and take bags for them to see, oh, I can't pray on that one because she's with him. Oh, I can't pray on that one. Her father just walked up. These men are not seeing men around. This is not happening by accident. And enough is enough. This is crazy. I just spoke with a personal client of mine who was following.
That the lack of black men in homes is exposing our young girls to various attacks and making them very vulnerable. And I do agree with her. I do agree with her. But then one thing she failed to mention is the fact that all this abuse, and also it's not actually a result of the dad not just being there. Right, that's number one. It's not just a result of the dad not being there, because one of the things we need to, yes, we've identified the problem that the dad is not there. That's why things are happening, right? We've identified that. But then one thing she failed to understand, or she fails to buttress on, is why is the dad not there? The why is $1,000,000 question. That's $1,000,000 why. Why is the dad not there? The dad and the mom had a misunderstanding. The mom is so quick to call the police. That's a black woman for you. She's so quick to call the police. Then the police came and either they deport the dad or the dad is in prison. Or they even slammed the dad with some charges and say you can't go 50 feet or 100 feet or whatever near that house. Or even the kids. Some of our black women go to the extent of even lying on the husband. Things the husband has not done. They will formulate all sort of lies and cook up all sort of things, take their men to court, and watch a white judge hang a black man, and our black women will sit comfortably and applaud, and she will have her friends. Some of them, they will have their friends come to court with them, and their friend will be like, yes, he got what he wants, he got it. Yes, he got it, Abi. Now go and face the music. Your child is vulnerable. Go and face the music. You see all those people that are saying, make sure the judge sentences him. And don't worry, I'll come and testify. I saw him do this. I saw him do that. Those are not your friends. Oh. They are evil people. Evil people. Saying they want to come to court with you. Or standing there with you till the police comes and arrest your husband. Some of them have their own at home. They won't try it in their own house. What they won't do in their own house, they want to come and practice in your own house, and you let them. And all of you cook up stories and gang up against the man, and they send the man down, and you watch them send him down. And today you're crying that there is no father in the child's life, or there's no father in the home. Whose fault is it? Listen, there's misunderstanding in every home. There is misunderstanding. It's how you deal with it that matters. Let me give you instances. How many times do we see Asian people send their men down? Asian women. How many times do we see them drag their men to court, drag their men with police and all of that, and make sure they go to prison? How many of them compared to black people? That's number one. Number two, how many Chinese people have you seen drag their husband to court or call police and arrest their husband? And how many? Even the same white people, the same white Oyinbo that our black women are trying to copy and be like, how many of them still do it? No, now what is this is the biggest problem here. You get me? Because when there is misunderstanding in a home, before you are so quick, don't be selfish. Don't think about yourself. Before you're so quick to call the police, or before you're so quick to cast that man, before you're so quick to kick him out and put all his clothes in a bin bag. A man that came into your house with traveling bag, nice Gucci Armani traveling bag and box. Now when you're kicking him out, he's living in bin bag. And you're like, yeah, I don't need it, yeah. You don't set. Wait till I talk. You don't set. Listen, I'll tell you something. Until the black woman changed, the black woman will still always be yawning and crying for what she has that she doesn't know she has it. Until the black woman change and decide to embrace their cultural value. I don't care if it's in your best interest or not. Until the black woman start to embrace her cultural value. Listen, we have our own culture. We're different people. We're not white, we're not Asian, and we're not Chinese. We have our own culture. You will even see some black girl to tell you that we have our own culture, to show you that we have our own culture and what these modern day black women are doing by so therefore running away from our culture, trying to embrace another culture, but when it doesn't go their way, they find people to blame. You see black girls even saying things like, that's my mom's time, oh. All those things my mom did during their time, that's theirs, oh. I can't take that nonsense from any man. That same nonsense you can't take, your mother took it from your dad. You can't take it, Abi? You can't take that nonsense. Don't take it. Don't take it. What is the worst case scenario? You send us to prison. You kick us out of the house, Abi? Don't take it. I'm not saying it's an excuse for black men to misbehave. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying when there is a wrong, rather than calling the police, rather than be so quick to throw his ass out and throw all his clothes out, or fight him, leave him with all marks like he fought a lion, why don't you dialogue? It doesn't matter how many times you dialogue. Why don't you dialogue? Before you take any decision, I always say this to women, and I say this to my missus as well sometimes. Before you take any decision, one thing first you need to consider is, for women, this is strictly for women. Before you take any decision against your husband or against your man, your baby dad, or anything that is going to make him leave the house, firstly and foremost, ask yourself this question: is he a good dad? Don't be biased about it. Is he a good dad? If he's a good dad, that's okay. He's not your dad now. Your dad raised you. You're a grown ass before you guys met. He's a grown ass before you guys met, and you still want him to father you again? No, now. And okay, he's ready to father you, but you won't listen because you're grown. You're fully grown. All your brain don't form already. You would not listen. It's like you want to teach an old dog a new trick. No. So the one that came out of the man will father. The one that came from him, through what the both of you have, he will father. If he's a good father to that one, to the kids, my sister, you have a good husband. Listen, if your husband, your man, is a great dad to the kids, if he's a great dad, it's great dad. I'm not saying husband or boyfriend. If he's a great dad, you have a husband, you have a man. Trust me. If he's a good dad, because the primary thing here, kids are involved. So you need a role model for your kids. You don't need a role model for yourself. No, you don't. For both of you, it's just sex. For both of you, it's just sex and just helping one another. That's what it is there for. It's not what's it going to come and teach you? He's not going to come and teach you anything. No. He's not going to come and teach you anything, because even if he wants to teach you, you won't learn. You won't accept because your father, your parents have taught you something. So now that means you have to unlearn everything you've been told, except if you are naturally a lady of virtue, then you would listen to him when he's talking to you. But otherwise, you just be like, my father cannot even talk to me like that. My brother that is even older than you cannot talk to me like that. So what do you want him to tell you? Nothing. You go to your dad, you will see your dad, the way you greet your dad, like you are greeting God. The way you greet your brothers, like, the best things is sliced bread. To the point you will go to church, the way you even greet your pastor. But then when it comes to your husband, you just do him anyhow. You see, no now, because he's sleeping with you. Because he's sleeping with you now. And that's the thing, that's what happens. That's where women get it wrong. When she slept with a man, you think, we've been sleeping together now, I don't need to respect him again. Don't respect him, stay there. Okay, don't respect him or stay there. Night go soon fall, come meet you. Night go fall, come meet you. Stay there. Listen, the first person in your life, and I'm speaking from the African culture, African moral culture. The first person in your life is your husband. If that man hasn't put you, if you guys are not married, that's a different thing. I'll even touch up on this topic one of these days. I'll just open it up. I'll touch on every angle, and where the men are falling short as well. I'll talk about that. But today I'm not here to talk about that. I just want to point out what the lady on Facebook failed to point out. She failed to point out that the fact that the reason the men are not there is simply because the women have not made the home conducive for the man to come back to. The women have not made the home conducive for the men to live in. I'm not saying we don't have some jackass men. Some men are jackass. Don't forget, some men are as useless as left hand. You get me? But some of you have a good man. You have a good man because he's just not playing to your ball. He's just not playing your ball. He's not being your slave. He's not being your slave. You even collect his paper that you give him. You collect everything. You strip him naked. Tomorrow you'll be saying, where's your dad? You'll be telling the kids that your dad is a useless man. Your dad is this. Why would the kids not be exposed to vulnerability and attacks? Why wouldn't they? When the mother, out of her selfish interest and selfishness, she's forgot that the primary factor for both of them, their primary factor is to be a role model for their kids. Their primary factor is be the best parent, father and mother for their child. Secondary is their own individual need. So when you cannot work together, because you know that the country where you live in, majority of those of us who live in the Western world, we know that the country we live in favors women. You know that, if you kick him out, you stay in the house, he will leave. You want that.
Other women are risking their lives because they're seeing it like, if this was my daughter, I would want somebody to help my daughter, as we should. But right now, the black men, we holding y'all accountable. Y'all got to get out here in the street. Y'all got to get out here in these forefronts. Y'all got to get out here and make a presence seen to where it's throwing the enemy off.
What will come afterwards? What will come? Do you know how many different men will now start coming into your house? Different men will start coming into your house. You know, there was this incident that happened sometime, I think it was a couple of years ago, whereby this lady was cheating on the husband, right? And I'm not saying men don't cheat. This lady was cheating on the husband, and somebody told the husband, but the husband loved the wife so much, the husband said it's a lie. This is a true life story. The husband said it's a lie. And you know what? And the friends were saying to him, you know what? Why don't you just try and find out if it's true or not? So this guy told the missus that he was traveling. He didn't even tell the friends that he wasn't. Then he went to book a hotel. He stayed there. The same day he traveled, that night, and he said he was coming back in like 3 days. That same night, he came back to the house around about 6, thereabout, or evening to say. He came back to the house, and when he got to the house, lo and behold, he has the key. He went in The kids were upstairs. Upstairs. The mother sent them upstairs. There's another man on the sofa. Another man on the sofa, and the woman was on the sofa with him. They were doing whatever nonsense they were doing, and the guy just saw it. The guy was like seriously. So how is that kind of guy gonna stay? You even want to do your cheating, you can't even take it outside. You have to bring it into your house. No, it doesn't make sense. You get me? So there's been, you know what? There's been a whole lot of shit about this, and I think until our women understand that our culture might not give them the opportunity or the ground to exercise themselves like the Western women, but that is our culture. So if you throw that away, whatever comes to you, then you have to take it that way. You have to take it. Your culture is something you should take with you wherever you go. It's what defines you. So when you lose that cultural value, you've lost your identity. You don't know who you are. And that's why you see, like I said, little thing, police, little thing you want to try. I know how many of my friends or how many of my boys or how many of, I know a lot that has gone through a whole lot of this shit. Simply because the woman, either you caught him cheating or you caught him doing something that is not right, and he decided to let all hell loose. You let all hell loose, you strip the man of everything and send the man to prison. Yes, you've let all hell loose. And so what have you gained? You're stuck with the kids. Now it's your turn. Look after them all by yourself. Then before you know it, you start looking for another man to come and help you with those kids. Do you think men are stupid? Do you think men are stupid? Do you think the man is not going to wonder what happened to their dad? Do you think men are stupid? That's where African girls get it wrong. Black girls, you get it wrong. You think men are stupid?
Other women are risking their lives because they're seeing it like, if this was my daughter, I would want somebody to help my daughter, as we should. But right now, the black men, we holding y'all accountable. Y'all got to get out here in the streets. Y'all got to get out here in these forefronts. Y'all got to get out here and make a presence seen to where it's throwing the enemy off.
But anyway, I would urge guys that, listen, our girls are part of us. Let's, if not just our girls, but our boys as well, let's endeavor to be more and more closer to our family. Let's endeavor to sacrifice everything for family. I understand that a lot of us have to work and we have to juggle a lot of stuff, but trust me, all of that juggling and hustling and bustling, why are we doing it? Is it because we want to satisfy our own selfish interest, or want to, be seen as, somebody who's like, in the gallery, somebody who's, on the pitch, or somebody who's always, a player or something? What do you want to be seen as? Somebody who's wealthy or somebody who's doing very well or whatever? It's not the amount of money you have that determines that, but it's how much you spend with your family that determines how wealthy you are. And that's my understanding of it. Listen, if your family is everything to you, if you're there for your family, that's wealth on its own. Nothing can buy that. That is riches, that is everything. So let's endeavor, men, let's endeavor to be there for our family, our kids, male and female. Sometimes, like the lady said, let's take them to school. Sometimes let's go pick them up from school. Sometimes let's even take a walk around with them. Sometimes let's go to the shopping center with them without the mothers being there. Let them see, that there's a father in this kid's life. It's very, very essential. Sometimes, and I know a lot of people don't believe in churches anymore these days, but once in a while, still go to church as a family. It's very, very good. Try and do things together as a family. And having said that as well, if you're in a relationship, let's try and be real. Let's try and be real. And if you're meeting or you're with somebody who's got kids already, don't act like you don't know the responsibility that comes with it. There's loads of responsibility that comes with it. Check it very well before you go into it. Because if you're going to go into it, then you must be ready to take those kids as yours as well. There shouldn't be any discrimination. So man, let's try and go a step better. Let's try and do better for our homes and for family. And I know sometimes our women, and it's not like we're perfect as men, but sometimes I know a lot of our women upset us and do all wrong to us, or all sort of things. They know how to press our buttons, but then let's try and be more patient. Let's try and be more communicative. Let's try and dialogue more rather than just get aggressive and start all sort. You get me? Let's pay more attention to our home, to our women, to our wives, to our girlfriends, to our kids, and most importantly, let's pay more attention to them. They need us, so it is very, very essential we do that. But however, we still got to point out that the black woman is not doing as much as they should do.
As we should. But right now, the black men, we holding y'all accountable. Y'all got to get out here in the street. Y'all got to get out here in these forefronts. Y'all got to get out here and make a presence seen to where it's throwing the enemy off.
To actually create that balance, because I'll be honest with you, under the African value, it takes a woman to build a home, not the man. Where I come from, as an African boy, it takes a woman to build a home, not a man. You get me? So that is very, very essential. Let's take these things on board, and let's try and be, let's try and change and create a better, outlook for our homes and for our kids as well, and be a better role model. You get me? So it's very, very important. It is essential. And another thing before I go off on this video that I just quickly want to say is because your man cheat on you, it's up to you what you want to do in your relationship. If your man cheats on you and you want to do it in a matured way, if not just cheating, whatever wrong is going on in a home, before you're so quick to want to do anything, ask yourself, is that person a good father? And if it's a woman, is she a good mother? If she is, always find ways to mend ground. And forgiveness is one thing that a lot of us need to emulate. We need to learn how to forgive and how to work together. It is very, very important, because division would not get us anywhere. Our homes, our black homes, are becoming divided daily. You get me? And not just all of them are women's fault. Some of our men are jackasses as well. I will repeat that. You get me? So let's hope we can take something from this and be more attentive to our homes and to our kids. They need us. Let's be there for them so that they're not exposed to all sort of vulnerability, and let's try and shield them, protect and provide security for them. That is what we're there for. That's why we're parents, and that's why we're black men. You get me? So it is what it is, people. It's your boy. But like I said, yes, I'm going to talk about relationship and marriage and all of that, and that topic is becoming very, very pressing now that I have to talk about it. But then I'll choose a day where I'm going to go live, and I would let all hell loose. I'm not going to take any side, because I don't like to take side. I'm not going to take any side. I'm going to point out where men can do better, where women can do better, and where everybody can actually work together and create a very good enabling ground for people to be able to relate and get a more perfect understanding on how to build our homes and get things going the right way. It's difficult. It's not easy. Trust me. You get me? So it's your boy. I'm out. Chitty bang.